Vishwamarendra pada vibhrama dana daksham Ananda heturadhikam mura vidvishopi Ishan nishidatu mayi kshana mikshanardham Indivarodara sahodara mindirayaha. One more time, a little slower I'll do. Vishwamarendra pada vibhrama dana daksham Ananda heturadhikam mura vidvishopi Ishan nishidatu mayi kshana mikshanardham Indivarodara sahodara mindirayaha. So you are familiar with most of the words already, right? So how we understand the meaning of this shloka is from the phrase Mayi kshanam ishat nishidatu. We've gone through the meanings of this in the previous previous session, but still the meaning of this first line, the meaning of this key phrase is may it rest on me for just a moment. Just is a little is ishat. A moment is kshanam. Ishat is just a little, koncham, itusa. So ishat nishidatu is may it rest upon me, may it come to a standstill upon me. Upon me is mayi. So mayi kshanam ishat nishidatu. May it rest on me for just a moment. May what rest on me? Ikshana ardham. That half a glance. That glance he just asked in the previous shloka that may it fall upon him, fall upon me. All of this is in first person. Now in this shloka the prayer is may that just rest for a moment. It came that it is still, it's slow moving, it's lingering, it's not quick. But now that it has come here, may it just rest upon me for a moment. Kshanam ishat nishidatu ikshana ardham. And how else is that half a glance? Are described in the other four adjectives. It is dana daksham. It is capable of granting. So dana, the word dana itself has the root sound da in it. Once again, this is the first time I'm noticing it, but it's there. That is how the language is structured. The sounds contain the meanings themselves. So dana is the process of donating. Even the English word donate, or which comes from done, which means to give, has the dana same sound in it. It's quite mind-boggling. So dana daksham, which is capable of granting. Granting what? Vishwa amara indra pada vibhrama. Vibhrama is that which causes wonder, which is again the mind-boggling kind of a thing. Pada is an abode. The mind-boggling, the wonderful abode of whom? Of Vishwa Amara Indra, of all the celestial beings of creation. Dana daksham ikshana ardham mayi kshanam ishat nishidatu. May that kind of a glance which is capable of bestowing that wondrous abodes of the celestial beings, may that rest upon me for just a moment. Other ideas being conveyed. How else is that ikshana ardham? Adhikam ananda hetuhu. It is the cause, hetu, of utmost, adhikam, joy or bliss, ananda. It is the cause of utmost bliss. To whom? Mura vidvishaha api. To the one who is a bitter, vidvisha we saw, that dvesha, it comes from the root sound which has the word dvesha, which means somebody who has a lot of animosity or negative inclination towards whom? Towards Mura, who is an asura. So that which is Lord Vishnu. So to such a person who is in such a state of animosity, even to such a person, the one which is a cause of utmost bliss, adhikam ananda hetuhu mura vidvishaha api ikshana ardham, that half a glance, mayi kshanam ishat nishidatu. The next word is indivara udara saha udaram. It is a sahodara. Sahodara can literally be thought of as a sibling, or it's of the same nature. It's born from the same womb as what? As the belly of a dark lotus. The darkness inside the belly of a dark lotus, indivara udara saha udaram. Its nature, the nature of that glance is also is of the same darkness. So it is that dark jet black glance, the the eyes of that goddess, that half a glance, may it rest on me for just a moment. Indirayaha, that Ind comes from Indra, comes from the word which means greatness and splendor. So of the goddess of splendor, of Indira and Kamala, there are many names for the goddess Lakshmi. Indira is one of the other many names. It can be thought of like that simply. But even the root sound there has this meaning of greatness, grandeur and splendor. So Indirayaha, of the goddess of splendor, may that ikshana ardham mai kshanam ishat nishidatu. I'll read the entire shloka one more time. I hope looking at the meanings here in this arrangement, it becomes easier for you to correlate the meanings that you now understand as I read the shloka in its entirety. Vishwamarendra pada vibhrama dana daksham ananda hetu radhikam muravidvishopi ishan nishidatu mai kshanamikshanardham indivarodara sahodaram indirayaha. Clear? All right. Thank you so much, guys. Now we are open for questions. So if you have any questions, discussions you want to do, this is the time. And maybe I'll put this up as a PPT once everything is done and share it on Patreon and on YouTube. But right now, the chant that I did of all the 22 shlokas and the rough gist of all of them, the PDFs and the MP3s are already available on Patreon. And on YouTube it is there, the video is there for the public to consume. So right now for these first 7 shlokas, this is what, right? So as I said in the very beginning, the sequence in which these shlokas are chanted, there are variations in how they are approached, but this made the most sense. And as we were going through the meanings also, this did seem to make much more sense because of the usage of Madhujita and then Kaita Bhari in the very next shloka. And also in the one shloka preceding, he asks for that mandalasam, that glance to fall upon him. And in the very next, he says, okay, now it has fallen, may it just rest upon me for one more moment. So that kind of meaning-wise, progression is very clearly visible in this sequence. So we'll use this. So if there are any other variations in sequences or in words also sometimes in sources that you have, you can take this as my suggestion.